Module 5 of Man B&W Camshaft Less ME-C engines training course, chapter 4. In this chapter, we'll talk about auxiliaries, maintenance, navigation bar maintenance. In this navigation bar, there are sub-navigation bar, 5 of them. System view, input-output test, invalidated inputs, network status, function test, and troubleshooting. In this chapter 4, for 3 sub-navigation bars we'll study. That is system view, input output test, invalidate inputs, and network status. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the course.
We had discussed in the first module 4.1 alarm system and engine. Now we'll discuss auxiliaries. Auxiliaries, MOP. Maintenance. Maintenance. Now we'll discuss the navigation bar, item number 4. This maintenance screen gives an overall status of the engine control system. It has sub-navigation bar A, B, C, D, E, 5. System view, input output test, invalidated inputs, invalidated, remember we had talked earlier, network status, function test, troubleshooting. Now remember, specific navigation bar may vary depending on the version of the software installed, but these are the 5 normally fitted are there. These navigation bars are mainly used at engine commissioning, during fault finding on input-output cabling channels and external connection to sensor, and during engine operation. The use of this screen is therefore relevant for engine crew as well. So they must know how the system is working. All right. Now, now video 4 or 5, I forgot. This is your input maintenance system view, input output test. Invalidate inputs, network status, function test, troubleshooting. All right. So actually, if all of these are green, that means everything is fine. Other indication are can be MOP. Which MOP? Controlling. CTR means controlling. Let's say in this case CTR, controlling. Wherever this one is come, that means this is LOP, etc. T means test condition. If the T is being shown, that means it is test condition. C is being configured, software may be being downloaded. B means blocked, and it means not accessible. This kind of symbols you might see on your screen when you go to system in view, input output test. All right. This network A, network B. System view, input output test. Let's go through, see further what else we can find out. The screen will show status of each controller. Each controller status can be seen here. So you can check one by one. If you doubt this controller or that controller, check all controllers, whichever you doubt. Active mode, it is controlling. If it is active, that means it is controlling. It is in test mode, it is being configured, or it is blocked. It is possible it can be a test mode. Maybe it is being configured because it's downloading software, depending on what time you are checking this mode. Or maybe not accessible at all. Bypassing any controller on the screen, this actual input output on the selected controller will be shown by pressing the any controller. So if you want to check, let's CCU1, press that controller, the actual input output on the selected controller will be shown. So in this case CCU1, all the input output will be shown on the CCU1. For example here, CCU1, MPZ mode, normal. If it is shown test mode, that means it's test mode. Test mode must not be done when the engine is running. This is normal. In this case, all these process value of 0, 1, 11, whatever value, false value, false value, and whatever, some value are being shown. D is what? D is digital signal. D is digital signal. A is analog signal because it handles data as well as analog. So the screen shows info, ID, info, digital or analog, ID, what is ID, description, and process value of each single channel on the MPC will be shown. It is possible to see each single channel in both normal and test mode, but to set an output channel manually, test mode has to be chosen. If you have to set the output channel manually, some value, whatever, let's say you want to change the value, you have to put a test value. Changing to test mode will stop the MPC from controlling the system. Remember this. If the, let's say you are doing CCU1, the function of the CCU will stop. If you're doing ECU A, the function of ECU A will stop. Of course, ECU B is working, but CCU, since there is no redundancy, you cannot do it when engine running. Correct? By pressing the channel number to the left, channel number, let's say 30, to the individual channel, for instance, single channel is shown. In this case, channel 30 on CCU1. The status and value of this channel will be shown on the screen. So status and its value will be shown here. So you could know. If you want to change the status value, you can change. If there was some sensor fault to, it will show some odd value. Invalidated input. Invalidated input. Inputs are invalidated. It is nothing to do with cutout, manual cutout or automatic cutout. It's you are invalidating input. Input to the controllers. Input coming from various sensor. That input, if you feel is faulty, so you are invalidating that input. Is that clear? From the screen, input channel can be invalidated and validated again. We'll see the page. If a channel is invalidated, the engine control system will continue to operate in the best possible way without considering the invalidated input sensor value. Okay. Sorry. So it will not consider the value if the sensor is given because you are invalidated it. Sometimes sensor can be faulty, no? The invalidated input screen is an overview helping the engineer look through and control which channels are invalidated. So you can see here when you go to invalidated input, what all channels were invalidated. Maybe you have come for the watch, other engineer forgot to tell you. Suppose you are keeping watches, or morning times chief engineer come, or second engineer come. He sees night time duty engineer come and had invalidated and inputs. He come and sees. He can inquire, and he said why it is still invalidated. Things like that. So chief engineer, first engineer, actually all engineer must know what is happening. Input channels invalidated can be validated from this screen at chief level. Invalidation can only be done in the chief level. Of course, password has to be used. Like in this case, use you. Well, channel number 30, segment ID. What is this? LP FIA position feedback. So this says signal, whatever was coming, duty engineer has found out that is invalidated. This is not correct. So he invalidated it. So now system will run, but it will not consider the value this sensor is giving. This feedback sensor is giving. Without that, it will operate. All right. It will find the best possible way, which value to use. Okay. Pre-program. All right. Network status. We can have an overall view and exact status of the network of the ECS on this screen. When you go to network status, all these symbol what you are seeing, green tick mark is of everything fine. In this case, ECUB exclamation mark, no communication. That means this is not ECUB is not communicating. All right, whatever is ECUB, and this one is not accessible. Ready shown. Exclamation mark not communicating. This A and B that is showing here, both are not accessible. All right. Okay. Other thing information is given here. When all fields are shown with a green tick, check mark, everything is fine. Normally you will see everything is green tick. Or normally. Yeah. Only you will find this kind of thing if any only if something is not right. All right.